Happy Friday, everybody. I hope you've been having plenty of time for knitting and crochet and a very good week. Today is June 6th. Happy month of June. For anyone who is new, I'm Kathy. Warm welcome, everyone, to Yarn with Heart. Although I usually chat about things that I've been busy making each week, I have to admit there has been more napping than knitting happening here this past week. So instead, this video will be an update about Stash Down 2025. How much yarn from my stash did I use in May? And also a quick peek at yarn that I purchased. A bit of a yarn acquisition where I stopped my yarn diet in mid-May. This was a special yarn that arrived here on May 25th. Do you have cups and yarn ready? Let's settle in for a Friday visit. 1 second, my throat, 1 second. Thank you so much for the well wishes and prayers. Jeff, my son, and I are all feeling much better. I would like to start today's video with a quick reflection about the Yarn with Heart community. I want to say how grateful that I am that you are all here. When I first started videos in September 2023, my husband and I thought that if there were ever 100 subscribers, that would be amazing. And here, Yarn with Heart is at almost 800 subscribers. And when I first started the Something New Make-Along, as long as there were 5 people joining in each month, that would be amazing. And here we all are. As of last month, almost 20 people sent in pictures. Isn't that a wonderful thing? Thank you so much, everyone, for watching, for liking, for commenting, and subscribing. All of those things are building this community. You have made Yarn with Heart what it is by popping in here and watching because you love yarn, you love to knit and love crochet. Your comments have made it a warm, welcoming place that shares about fiber-related things. And you have helped this to be a relaxing place where we can have a cup of coffee or tea and a visit each Friday. If you would like to share in the comments about anything, I will definitely reply. You could let me know about why you knit and crochet or any other comment you would like to make. I love to hear from you. Now, first, a quick wrap up about Stash Down 2025 for May. For anyone who is new this year, I am weighing projects that I've made with yarns that I bought up until December 2024. So in May, I got quite a few completed. Some are medium-sized and some were smaller projects. There were 11 in total. Now, the first is called the Unisex scarf. It's by KnitPurlDesign, and this one was to go with a hat that I previously made. So there we go. There's this one. If you want more details about these, you could look at the May videos, and all of these are talked about there, as far as the yarns I used and the hook sizes and that sort of thing. Another here is a Wrap Me in Sunshine shawl. This is by Nana's Crafty Home. There we go. This one was done with cotton. There. This one I like to put along the back of my sofa, and you'll see that back on the sofa starting again next Friday. Another is a beautiful shawl. This one's called the Loon Shawl. It's by Elizabeth Carr. After I had made this shawl, I found out that this is one of Judy from Judy's Creations in Crochet, Make 9. She had mentioned about her Make 9 in January. I had forgotten that this was one of her patterns that she'll be making this year. I'm looking forward to seeing her project and the yarn she uses, and it'll be beautiful in her yarns because she always has such wonderful yarns to work with. Now, the next one is a rectangular virus blanket by Jonna Martinez. This was my something new make-along project that I made this month. There we go. Actually, I made 2 of this particular pattern. The second one right here, because I wanted to try it also with a worsted weight. There. This one's a little bit longer of a rectangle. I modified the pattern to make it just a little bit longer and narrower of a rectangle. And again, that one is in the same pattern, the rectangle virus blanket by Jonna Martinez. Now the next one, Crochet Sunny Spread Throw by Ellen K. Gormley. Now these, I had made the squares the previous month, but I hadn't joined them together, so I couldn't include the yarn in that month's stash down. So here it is in this month's stash down. So there's the Crochet Sunny Spread Throw, and this is a second version of that blanket. This one's lapcan size. The other one was more of a toddler size. Now, smaller projects. I have a Victorian collar neck warmer, and this is by Esther York. And finally, a year of dishcloths make-along. This one is a make-along by Laura from Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farmy. And I have a bunch of washcloths that I had done. This is the popcorn one. Then there's Sunflower in a Circle. My favorite from this month, Sunny Day. And then this one is Summer Rose. And the final one didn't count in my stash down, but I'll show it here, the Retro Ripple. And the reason it didn't count in the stash down, because majority of these yarns I purchased in 2025. So this one didn't get added into my total. Now my May totals add on 2,574 grams, or that's 91 ounces, to my May totals, and that's 25 skeins of yarn used in May. Now Bridget from Queen's Crafts by Bridget is where I found out how to keep track of my stash down yarn. She has lots of ways to keep track, and it doesn't have to be by the gram. Also, there's lots of ways that you can let her know your numbers each month. If you would like to join in, you can pop over to Bridget's channel to find out how. I'm finding that both joining the stash down and the make-alongs that I follow have all really encouraged me to use yarns in my stash this year. Now, and speaking of yarn in my stash, I found something special, a little something that I decided to purchase. They're beautiful handmade cakes of yarn that came from a shop a viewer told me about. I don't know if she wants me to say her name, but I do want to say thank you so much to her for letting me know about a place called Brittany's Fibers. Here we go. There, I'll bring this up close. Oops. There. I purchased these from the Etsy shop called Sweet Yarn Canada, and also looked on the website called Brittany'sFibers.com. On the website, it is currently offering free shipping to Canada and the USA. There are tencel cakes available on the website, and when I received from Etsy to Canada, the shipping was free. And Etsy has both cotton cakes and tencel cakes available. The ones that I decided on are both cotton cakes. Now, they are not labeled with a color name, but I will show the two that I got close up for you so you can see them here. One was a bit smaller, about 1,000 meters, and cost $24.99. This one is still available on Etsy. There we go. And the second one, I'm sure, is bigger. However, I don't remember the length of it. There. Maybe about 1,400 meters. I think that it was about $5 more expensive. The cotton is so soft, and that was a big surprise to me. The yarn is stranded. Here, I pulled some of it so you could see. There. There, but it's not twisted, just stranded. Okay. I had so much fun working with a Stanley cake, and that was why I thought these would be a nice way to ease back into buying yarn. This year I'm trying to buy either things that will help me to complete a project or things that are brand new to me. And this is definitely brand new to me. In case you want to find where I made my purchase, or where to find the patterns that I mentioned in my stash down for May, that will be in the description box. And now I'm waiting for a bit more yarn to arrive from the Spin Right Big Ball sale. I made that purchase during the last weekend of May. I didn't buy too much, but I did buy. And when it gets here, I will be sure to show you what I got. And now about the next chapter title. This week I'm going to take a pause and pick up the book next week. I want to give each chapter my best energy, and I don't have it in me today. So until next Friday, thank you everyone so much for being here, for sharing your comments and leaving your thumbs. Have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy your crochet. Enjoy your knitting. And I hope to see you next video.